So Trump has decided to take the wheel. At least this is a narrative that has been popping up in DC, and I thought it's really funny. So I thought we'd just go through and enjoy, for sake of nothing else than the hilarity of them trying to sell us this narrative. So firstly, just to start off, we'll start off with the other event, because of course it's all in relation to January 6th, America's second 9/11. So I thought we'd go back to 9/11 itself, and as you can see here, there's the book club I did with Bo on The Looming Tower by Lawrence Wright there, which is a fantastic summary of everything that led up to 9/11, and I suppose we'll see what led up to the new 9/11.
So have they started calling Trump the American Bin Laden yet, or what?
I don't give them ideas. It's going to be the Chiron tomorrow, CNN. Just, actually, that's a good meme as well. No. Let's go to the next one. So, we'll start with the story, because, the January 6th here is going on, and nobody cares.
No.
And that's just not me being partisan, in my opinion. Nobody friggin' cares. If you go to the next one here, you can see a poll, which is just that, not even any of the Americans give a about it. Like, there's ranking polling for people listening, CBS, and inflation, economy, crime, gun policy, immigration are the top issues. And then right at the bottom, majority of people just don't care about January 6th.
Look at that. Hardcore Democrat activists at high priority at 33%. Low priority, almost the rest of the country.
Yeah, just not interested. And, you can poll anything that's partisan and get 33% approval for whatever it is.
Exactly, yeah.
There's always that third of the country that will just do as they're told. But there you have it. No one cares. But there is a really funny thing that came out of it, which is the idea that Donald Trump decided that he would play GTA, IRL, during January 6th. So if you go to the next link here, we can see the fact that this is a headline from Time magazine, who, the ones who told us about the fortification. They decided to tell us, Trump attacked his own security detail on January 6th. Top White House aide testifies.
Well,
and
she said it must be true.
Yeah, and Time were just like, she said it. And it's like, okay. So, former President Donald Trump allegedly physically assaulted a Secret Service officer on January 6th, 2021, when the president's security detail refused to drive him to the Capitol to be with his supporters.
So, are they trying to make Trump sound badass?
I don't care what you think, boy. Screw procedure. We're going.
Yeah, because one of the major criticisms from his own supporters is, well, where were you when everyone was going to the Capitol and Donald Trump was nowhere to be seen? And it's like, well, now he's got a good out with his own supporters, and he sounds like a Chad.
But also, I was going home, as I told you guys to as well. So
yeah, well, there is that. But like they're making him sound much more cool than he actually is.
Yeah, he really was going to actually try and coup the whole place. Trust me. I love this narrative. I mean, you mentioned it before, but just like the idea that, they genuinely, the way they write about January 6th is that if Trump had turned up to the Capitol, there would have just been a coup. I mean, he would have stand there, taken Nancy Pelosi's pen and been like, well, I'm in charge now. And everyone else would have gone, fair enough. What can we do?
Yeah, that's
As if anything was actually going to happen.
Yeah.
Like, no, it's stupid. Anyway, she continues. According to Hutchinson, when Trump got in the Beast, a bulletproof vehicle that carries the president, it's a limousine, something to note in the future as well. Following his infamous address whipping up his supporters, he demanded the officers take him to the seat of Congress. I'm the effing president. Take me to the Capitol now, Trump repeatedly told his security detail. This is all coming from her. No one else, just in case you're wondering at this point.
They'd never tell lies about Donald Trump, would they?
No. When his lead security detail, Bobby Engel, told him that they couldn't, because it was not secure, the president had a very strong and a very angry response, Hutchinson testified, that the former deputy chief of staff, Tony...
The strongest response.
On NATO
the angriest response. Many such cases.
He you wouldn't believe how angry he can get. It's just
why are they saying this like it's a Trump tweet?
I mean, that's how they're going to make it realistic, surely. They were thinking, how can I spin this? So they just went with that. So after Engel still refused, Trump tried to grab the steering wheel, Hutchinson said. Where we go and we don't need roads. After a Secret Service agent told him, quote, "Sir, you need to take your hand off the steering wheel," Trump allegedly lunged at him and grabbed the agent's throat.
Oh, this is very persuasive.
Don't you tell me what to do.
74-year-old man.
It's like a green text.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Trump grabs the wheel, security, "Don't do that, sir." Trump grabbed the agent by the neck and said, "Don't talk to me, boy."
Presumably he then threw him out of the limo as it was driving.
"Move over, I'm driving now," to the driver. Anyway, the jaw-dropping sheen was just one in a vivid portrait Hutchinson provided on Tuesday of an unhinged president unwilling to relinquish power.
Whether it's true or not is completely a different question. It is a vivid portrait, though, and it sounds epic.
But they make it sound like, they write that as if we're meant to sound like, oh yeah, I really believe. No, what are you talking about?
So awesome.
This is fucking obvious BS.
Yeah.
And if we get to the next one, I mean, this is just, my opinion of the whole thing.
Yeah.
I mean, we won't play the footage, but just you can see her testifying, and she's getting a little bit caught up, but it's not full tears. But it's just like, there's no evidence.
I mean, you weren't there. Like, you're saying that the Secret Service told you this.
And even the person in charge of that, it says that you're just making it up. But if we go to the next one, there's also the obvious point that this is obvious nonsense because, well, there you go. There's a diagram of the beast there. The limo that carries the president around, and as you can see, president in the back, driver in the front. A couple of security agents, and then
rear compartment separated with a glass partition that only Trump has the switch to lower it, and I'm sure that doesn't exactly go chunk straight down. Probably goes. So Trump's there just angrily, furiously waiting. Right, it's down. Like, come on.
Pushes the two guys out the way, grabs the wheel,
grabs him by the throat,
does.
throws him out of the car, whatever. Just come on, nonsense.
He's a very nimble guy.
For someone who would otherwise be a pensioner.
Yeah, so the idea that this would have been easy to do, or really possible, frankly, is no. Like, even if it might be possible for a 20-year-old guy to push the Secret Service out of the way and get it, no. The idea he's doing that is also just out of character, frankly.
Nonsense.
Even if Trump is an interesting guy. But if you go to the next one here, there's also just the debunk that, well, he arrived in an SUV and left in an SUV, and that's not the beast.
So they were definitely lying, right?
It's just the beast isn't there for the speech. So how could he have got in it and then ridden in the beast and then decided I'm going back? It doesn't make any sense.
You would have thought they would have double-checked that BS before they'd spouted it.
I mean, they've been showing this footage the whole time with the SUV in the background. So you would have thought they would have realized, but apparently not. So, of course, this being an obvious lie became an instant meme because it's freaking hilarious. I mean, what other dumbass stories can we just make up about President Trump?
I mean, they do just, they've just lied over and over and over, and they've been caught in all of these lies.
Needlessly.
Yeah, well,
you needlessly make this stuff up. No one's asking you to.
The Russian collusion, the PIS dossier.
The GTA episode.
Yeah, now the GTA episode. It's like, why?
As you can see, GTA Senator Poso reporting this news as well, engaging in the meme. But if you go to the next one here, there's some other memes that came out, as you can see. Donald Trump in Grand Theft Auto.
That's actually great.
It don't look too bad. His face is a bit weird, but
like some of those are really good.
Good job.
Like they fit.
Yeah, I'd love to see someone, just add the music and the slight moving of the images as it's a loading screen.
It's not even weird that Trump could be a character in GTA.
It could be anything cool, frankly. But you go to the next one, there's also just some other retellings of what happened. Quote, he's taken control of the presidential limo and he's doing donuts on the White House lawn. I also heard that he changed the radio station to InfoWars, says Poso here.
To hear Alex Jones saying, don't go in the Capitol.
Whatever you do, don't go in, and Trump's like, pussy. Just drives up the steps in his limo, right through the door.
I always knew he was a controlled shill.
If you go to the next one, there's also just some quotes here, which the president then ripped out the steering wheel, proceeded to place it on his lap, and then what happened? He said in a private voice, "It's driving me nuts." It's just like no, it's just not happening. If we go to the next one, we're gonna see more Poso memes. I saw Trump squeeze an entire tube of ivermectin into his mouth before he started doing donuts on the congressional lawn. Bruh, I saw it too. And the dude with the horn and the helmet was riding shotgun. It's just like, Joe Rogan was flying overhead in a chopper and dropping DMT. It's just, I love it. It's just, I kind of love that. It's just the whole political scene is now just green text posting.
This sounds like a Flash Gits cartoon.
Yeah.
This whole thing.
And then Batman came out, and then John Wayne, Chuck Norris descended from above. There's more memes, of course. There are endless memes about this, so I thought we'd draw more of these. See one here, I saw it. You got Trump there screwing up the lawn some more. You get the next one.
Evil Knievel Trump.
Yeah. There's Grand Theft Auto 6, Capital City, which, to be honest, would actually be a good game.
Yeah, probably would.
That. The main character could be Trump as well. Be awesome. Even if it's a mod, I don't know. To be honest, actually, probably someone should mod that in to the online game. But okay. Let's go to the next one because we also have some footage to prove that actually this did happen. As you can see here, Marjorie Taylor Greene coming out and being like, actually, I give my hands up on Trump. He is a lunatic. And let's play the footage and see what really happened.
I'm passing the gate. I think I'm seeing the presidential limo driving across the ground.
There we have it. Who can deny this
Proof.
irrefutable evidence that Hutchinson presumably has? Because there's nothing else. So if it's not movie footage, what else has she got? Well, don't worry, there's some footage. There's some other photos.
Oh.
Photographic evidence here. As you can see, GTA poster posting. Breaking, January 6th committee special witness provides never seen before photo of Trump lunging at the wheel of his limo. Don't pan out. Because of course it's from the truck.
Yeah.
The big beep beep moment. And also, I decided to type into Dali again and just see if Dali could also confirm that this happened. And here we have it. The image itself of before he got into the driver's seat. Because there's also the aspect that if he didn't pull down the the
screen.
bullet resistant glass there, then he would have had to like get out and like climb over the top like Spider-Man
Yeah.
or something, and then punch his way into the driver's cab. But it's just it's ridiculous. So there is a response from Trump, who is also equally enjoying the memes. And if we go to the next one, we can see his response here, which he just goes off and saying she's completely full of S. Of course, that's ridiculous. The funniest part of this statement: her biggest job duty with us was making sure we had Diet Coke in the kitchen, and on at least 2 occasions she brought in Diet Pepsi.
Total failure.
awful employee. Couldn't even get that right. So the idea that she can get anything right.
She's a 6, but turn her back on MAGA. Jesus
He
Christ.
goes on to say, the kids say, I don't say this, but the kids do, quote, she's a 10, but, and I can't go further than that, but if we're being completely honest, she's a 6, but turned her back on MAGA, and therefore, shouldn't be taken seriously in any aspect.
God, I miss Trump being on Twitter.
It's such a good response. Like, I was kind of skeptical at first that these, presidential releases that he did would be as entertaining. They're way more entertaining. I kind of love because they come out like it's really the Emperor's Diktat or something almost. Like you're waiting for it because
Yeah.
it's not so easily available
Yeah.
as it used to be.
And it's brought to you by his messengers. He can't speak to you directly.
No, he's too far. He lives
Oh,
on the hill.
Poso says it's not real. apparently.
Oh, damn, is it not?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I expect it to be real
I'm
within
surprised.
the day.
Well, I mean, it sounds like it's real.
And that's why I believed it, because I was just like, okay, well, it's got to be real. But to be honest, I imagine he would print that in the coming days. If not, he's probably just post it because why not? It'll be funny. If you get the next one, there is actually some evidence that the driver just said it's BS. It's just not true. As you can see there, Tony Ornato, I don't know how you say his name, who was driving the car, saying he completely denies that he ever told her this. It's just made up.
Oh,
So
so the person she claims told her that Trump tried to grab the wheel and then ram raid the White House was like, no, that never happened.
no, she said he was the source, and he's like, I'm not. This is not true. So also he said he's confirmed to go up and testify that didn't happen.
Oh, this is a very Amber Heard moment, isn't it?
Yeah.
Look when he pushed Kate Moss down the stairs, and Kate Moss just like, no, he didn't.
My dog stepped on a bee. No.
Just,
And he's not the only one who has said that this is utter BS.
oh, really?
Funnily enough, because there are quite a few people who hang around Donald Trump and would probably know if he took the
Probably
wheel.
there on January the 6th.
And then pirate voice just started going, it's driving me nuts, let me get the rigging. Like, it didn't happen. As you can see, the Secret Service have also said that it's not true. It's just made up. Also, it's just the limousine SUV problem persists there. And then the fact, they'll also testify because that's just nonsense,
I
obviously.
like DeSantis' press secretary there at the bottom. Not surprising because it makes no sense. Obviously, the president is not sitting in the passenger seat. He's always in the back of the vehicle. It's like, yeah, because they're acting like he was just sat in the front with the guy. He's like, right, grab the wheel, do us up.
Let me drive, you suck.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, come on.
It's
It's
just,
embarrassing for the left at this point.
but it is just so funny. Again, just needlessly making stuff up. It's just like, no one asked you to do this. No one asked you to make yourself ridiculous at every possible step. Because in the footage as well, I'm kind of annoyed I didn't clip it now. You can see even what is that rhino lady? I can't remember her name. The one who everyone hates. Who's hosting the January 6th committee with the blonde hair and the glasses.
Oh,
The name escapes me.
Which was it, John?
Cheney.
yeah.
Yeah, that one. Because you can see her listening to this BS going, tell me more. So important. And it's just like, both of you must know this is going to get called out.
But, well, that's the thing, isn't it? It's like, this is such a ridiculous gambit to be like, yeah, so we've got all this. I mean, everything so far has been hearsay, right? So nothing.
Oh, yeah.
No, yeah.
There's no photos.
Yeah. No.
That wasn't actually real.
But not just this, like, just generally, it's all hearsay at these testimonies. It's like, okay, but, like, this is coming from a faction of politics, a wing of politics, that's persistently lied about this particular guy, and now you've been caught in further lies before the testimonies are even over, and so any further investigation can be done. Like, you must understand this is destroying your credibility.
I mean, it's already. I mean, as the polling showed, no one cares.
Yeah,
about
no one cares
what
about
you're
this,
doing.
but
then if you wanted to make people care, just making up things that will be disproven like that,
yeah.
it doesn't help your case in the slightest. In fact, it makes you more ridiculous and makes people less care.
Yeah, I mean, like when this started, when the January 6th hearing started, I saw a bunch of Republicans going, well, this is just a party political broadcast from the Democrats about how Republicans are evil and Trump's evil. It's like, yeah, and everyone could see it. And so no one paid any attention to it because it's so obviously like the Democrats licking their wounds basically over
They
this.
just doubled down.
And yeah, I didn't expect it to be like a rake-in-face moment, you know, like stepping on, you know, sideshow bobbing it through this thing. Like, you didn't have to do this to yourselves, you know?
The Sideshow Bob element is so true because I
Yeah.
see all their posts for the update, be like the American people were working hard to find the truth, and it's again just something that they've made up. It's just like you don't need to do this.
Yeah.
But the story goes on.
Oh, okay.
Because that's the political side of it, which is freaking hilarious. But then Amber Heard 2.0 started trending as you predicted, which is just that. Well, yeah, why is she just making stuff up and then everyone's going to come on and be like, no.
Because the MAGA freaks hate women, even though one of the problems they really had was that white women decided to vote Trump. It's like, oh, those woman-hating women,
Yeah,
they're just awful.
this verified check mark saying that it's so Amber Heard 2.0 trending because obviously she's just making stuff up and looking as stupid, and then no, this is because everyone in MAGA hates women, not likes facts.
That's right.
I mean,
That's it.
if I mean, this is a weird report. I mean, this lady here is essentially saying that when women lie, they should be believed because they're women, and if they don't, then you're oppressing women because lying is some kind of like instinctual
Intrinsic quality of a
aspect to
woman?
being a woman. Yeah. So the idea that that's
High
what a woman
opinion
is,
of women
a liar.
there, Eve.
I mean, Eve, women could just stop lying. Then they wouldn't be called Amber Heard 2.0, which is what, most women are like, don't have to deal with that.
I
because
love
they're not like you.
I love the response here. Hard agree. Note the similarity in language used by Depp regarding Ellen Barkin and Trump as to Hutchinson. It's like, okay, but there appears to be a case of two high-profile women lying publicly, being caught lying publicly. And so needless to say, the people who are saying you're lying, yeah, the rhetoric might have a similar sound to it because it's not true.
Just reading Donald Trump's actual post there, it is just as funny as well. She is bad news. Never heard anything good about her. Anyway, but
See, it is basically the same as the fake statement.
just like, who cares? To be honest, though, you really should put that out. Like, go further. Why not?
She brought Pepsi Max, damn it.
But there's the end of that, which is the end of the stories as known there, which is just someone makes something up, gets mocked, and then it's like, no, but I'm a woman. And it's like, okay.
Congratulations.
Weird
My
moments.
condolences. I don't. What am I supposed to say to that?
That's the funny story in the US, but I think we just check in with Poso again real quick before we leave the United States, which is just, I remember we did the Pizza Hut nationalism?
Yes.
He found this post. Someone had a mall with a Burger King that was boarded up behind
yeah.
a wall. No one knew what was in there until they brought the wall down, and now they find this perfectly intact, old-timey Burger King.
It's like a time capsule from the 80s.
Yeah, and they're checking it out, and a lot of people in the comments were just like, oh my god, it's so different. And one aspect was like, friggin' told you, look, in the olden days there used to be comfort stuff on the seats, a
Yeah.
little bit of foam for you to sit on.
Plants. I mean, they're fake plants, but it's to make it look nice.
It's an attempt, instead of
Yeah.
just being like,
Come into our restaurant and not be treated like a robot consumer.
have this wooden stools to sit on and
Yeah.
get out.
Oh, no, worse, plastic stool. It's just like, this is the cheapest. Wood costs money, Callum. Extended
Won't last
plastic,
as
that's
long.
very, exactly, that's going to last until mankind has died out, and it's very uncomfortable, and it's very cheap.
But anyway, that's the United States. I thought we'd just check in for the end of this segment because it wasn't as full. I thought we'd just check in with some of the funniest things that are happening in the UK. And this is what I found the funniest thing recently, which is Halifax. Because, of course, again, it is the holy month of Pride.
Yes.
On Pride Month, can you believe it? Halifax decided to put this up. Halifax is a bank, people who don't know, with the racial pride flag in their profile.
Yeah.
Pronouns matter, with a little sign there says Gemma, she, her, hers. In case you were confused, because you look at Gemma and can't tell because of reasons,
Yeah.
shall we say. And if you scroll down on this, you can see more of the response you should do, which is just people being like, hey, is this a joke? And then Halifax responding, hi, I'm Lee. At Halifax, we strive for inclusion and equality. Blah, 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 blah. And then someone just says, well, no, that's not what any of this is about, obviously.
Yeah.
Like, this is a completely highly political issue between intersectionality and everyone else, frankly.
Oh, I love this response, though. Go down a bit.
And then what do they respond with?
We strive for inclusion, equality, and quite simply, in doing what's right.
And if you disagree with our values, you're welcome to close your account.
You think I'm
And-
taking a lecture on doing what's right from a fucking bankers? Like, are you serious?
I'm sure Halifax had nothing to do with 2008. But then just we strive for inclusion. If you don't like it,
Close your account.
time
Yeah.
for exclusion.
Yeah.
Get lost.
But the idea that, like, in doing what's right, it's like, listen, right, you're not a moral authority. You speculate on people's money. That's what you do.
At
You
best.
professional usurers can shut your goddamn mouths.
But that's at best. That's when they're
Yeah,
doing their job.
that's the only thing you do.
At their worst, they're promoting castrating children. Which is what, Halifax has now decided is their real job. Instead.
We need a bit of racial segregation with our neutering of children as well, please. Like, we can't have a
Everyone's-
colorblind.
In 2008, everyone started calling us wankers instead of bankers, and that wasn't enough. So we want to be called nonces and groomers instead. So
Imagine being like, yeah, we're doing what's right. It's like, and the thing is, right, 100 years ago, you'd have had a Nazi, or 80 years ago, you'd have had a Nazi flag behind there going,
yeah.
we're doing what's right. These ideological conquests never last long, and they always age poorly.
yeah.
Andy.
You can see Cal, they get completely destroyed, even on Twitter.com, which is good to see. Even in progressive spaces, this is a laughing stock.
Yeah.
You can see Calvin there responding, just being like, when the cult of woke is more important to a business than generating returns for shareholders, it's time to get worried. I saw Lawrence Fox making the point. It was just like, when the banks don't want your money, something's gone wrong. And why do they not want your money in a bank? It's because of ideology.
Imagine like you're working at the bank, you're some head honcho at the bank, and someone's like, yeah, so our social media manager is encouraging people to close their accounts. Like, what? Why? Why? It's for inclusion.
We don't have anything else.
Yeah, that's what we do.
I mean, I've heard we've got friends who have made this complaint to me endlessly. There's a guy who works in a car company here who is just endlessly as a head in the house. Can we just sell cars? Can I just sell a fucking car and make money? And it's somewhat understandable to the sense of like, if you make products, there are at least things around. But for a banker, money is all that exists. I mean, there's no cars around you can at least look at that aren't sold and be like, well, at least I've got this around. But no, you've got nothing. And if we go to the next one here, there's also just a response I saw from David, which is very true, which is Halifax not really known for their BAME staff either. So
Good point.
yeah, so the people doing the highest of allegiance signaling to the cult of intersectionalism, also not very diverse.
God, it's so embarrassing, isn't it?
Yeah, every time. We stand for racial segregation. That's right, we're all white.
I mean, honestly, I can't help but just see Nazi flags when they're doing this.
Oh, 100%.
That's all it is.
It's a party flag. It's
Yeah.
an ideology flag. This is not a nation. This is not, I don't know, a charity flag. This is not a flag of a company. This is a flag of a state ideology, frankly. And if we go to the next one here, we can also see just every other bank, of course, in the UK does this as well. I do fully appreciate the first one there from Barclays, who went with the racial pride eagle, which
looks very German.
Deutschland, Deutschland, über alles, über.
Well, that's it. Go back to the Barclays one. I was like, why have they rearranged it so it is the German flag?
I don't know, because as you can see, you've got the black, red, and then the yellow is a little bit out there, but the orange is close enough. So you do have Deutschland über alles within the Pride über alles.
But it's interesting how they've got the progressive stack going on here. The gays are at the bottom, then the Germans, then the browns, then the trans. So in the intersectional hierarchy, the Germans are doing pretty well, actually.
Yeah, although it is weird because why the Germans? Like, why do they rearrange it like that? Maybe it is to just send us a message. I mean, are they just laughing at us now? I mean, they've got a German flag on an eagle for racial pride.
Well, why are the blacks lower than the browns?
Well, there's a complexity. The black and brown stripes, they don't just stand for people of colour.
Oh,
You know what else they stand for?
no.
AIDS.
What?
I'm not joking. We've shown it before. I don't think you were here for it. Sesame Street decided to educate me on this.
Oh.
Because, for kids, need to learn this. Apparently, the black and brown stripes are for queer people of colour and AIDS. Victims of AIDS.
So Germany is 1/3 AIDS. Right, okay.
Well, I mean, it's more than a third, but let's go to the next one. So we can see the fact that Martin also made the point, Pride über alles is not just in our eagles that fly over our banks, but also everywhere. We featured this before, this image from Wembley, with because I mean, we've shown the propaganda stream of this one as well. Well, I mean, good God, the symmetry. But the also the aspect that they've now got lights on them. So, even when it's dark, Pride shines brightest, so you know your place. Don't you forget. I mean, it's weird being in London. Like, I went there the other day. It's like you arrive, you see posters reminding you. You walk down a street and there's flags everywhere reminding you. Just in case you forget, you go in the underground and there's things in there reminding you. It's like, is there a moment of peace in this city?
Honestly, this is just Nazi conquest of Germany and Austria.
I mean, leftist identitarian politics. Okay, well,
Nothing new.
there's a reason that when you put 4 of those together, they take it so personally.
Yeah.
That it turns out to be a swastika. And it's because, well, identitarian politics is all they've got. There's also, just to end this on, which is back to the United States, though, which is probably one of the creepiest aspects of this. And apparently, well...
Canada, actually, not the United
Canada.
States.
But the rest of the Anglosphere is also included, of course. But the fact that, of course, this is what the banks really stand for in there, which is, as you can see here, Kinder Pride. It's like take all the kids from kindergarten and take them out and force them to engage in pride because...
Grooming.
Yeah. Well, I mean, how old are those kids? I mean, I'm very bad at guessing kids' ages, but probably not old enough to
5.
even know what a gay person is or a straight person.
It's not their business.
No, not even really a clue. And then you're giving them gender ideology because, well, why? For indoctrination purposes.
Yeah.
There's
They
all
look
that
about
stuff.
5 or 6.
I mean, bringing it up, I mean, yeah, it's weird to mention it, but just like the first segment of Constantine's book I've been reading, I don't know if this breaks the embargo or not, hopefully not, but he just mentions growing up in the Soviet Union, how he would be lectured at school about what was right and wrong, and he went home to his parents, and of course they had the talk, as all Russian parents did, which is whatever we say in the house, nowhere else. You can't say anything. And I imagine it's the same there, as you can see. I imagine if any of the parents find out, they're just like, oh, God, but what can I say? Because they're going to end up losing their positions, because we live in a free country, of course. But anyway, that's that. And John just loaded up here, just last thing from the Reclaim Party, just celebrating that apparently they've released a new documentary called Groomed as well, to let everyone know that how our taxpayers' money is being spent on grooming kids all over the UK, not just the rest of the Anglosphere. We're also
Good.
included.
We're going to have to do a review of it.
But there we are. That's the Trump taking the wheel, which is a hilarious story. I look forward to the more green text and maybe the Osama bin Laden paintings people are going to make now, but also the Uber Allahs that we have in the UK.
Thank you for watching that segment from the podcast Lotus Eaters. If you enjoyed that and want to find more, you can sign up to become a member on our website and access our premium content, like this recent premium hangout where Carl and John talked about the conversation that was had with Google's sentient AI. If you're interested in finding Carl on social media, you can find him on Getter at Carl Benjamin. Thank you and goodbye.